Hey, welcome back to the Walk to Wealth podcast. If you're tuning in on YouTube or any of the podcast directories, make sure to do yourself one teeny tiny little favor and make sure to give us a follow because I don't want you to miss out on any of the amazing episodes I got coming on, especially with this new Road to Wealth series. We're currently in episode 2. It's June 30th at the day that we're recording this and writing this. So you're going to get the most recent update as to where I'm currently at. So, quick little side note. I attend a lot of public speaking workshops, a lot of public speaking classes and trainings, and one of them we do this exercise called quotes and phrases, and we get chosen to go up. Once we're up, we get to choose between 10 to 15 different quotes, and we have to pretty much on the spot come up with a story and then incorporate that quote to deliver a quick little message. And the one that comes to mind for me is a loss ain't a loss, it's a lesson. And the reason this comes to mind is because my AI won't replace me challenge is all wrapped up. I tried to make 100K in a day, fell horribly short of it. I ended up making about 4,500, and then I had no sales in the week following. So I got a couple sales on day one, and that was pretty much it. No one else purchased, and I'll talk more about that on a separate episode, but that'll be like a special exclusive episode. But yeah, I learned a lot from it, and like it's one of those things where I didn't need that money, and of course I need it because I got to pay off my debt. But like all my bills were paid for the month of June, so like that was just like cherries on top. So I'm excited, and I'll do another episode, going over what worked, what didn't work, what I would do differently for that challenge. But today's again currently July 1st, right? This is about a week from episode 1. And last week I said I was going to sell out my workshop, call people for my challenge, finish off the email sequence, and pay off my credit card. Right. So in terms of selling out my workshop, I had a speaking engagement last Thursday, and I went to a networking event. Speaking engagement, I got 2 tickets sold, which is dope. Super excited, and that speaking engagement went really well. Got really good positive feedback from the host, and he said I exceeded his expectations. That's always amazing to hear, especially when someone like pays me to do a workshop, pays me to do a speaking engagement. A lot of people, especially in this real estate industry, a lot of people are just used to doing stuff for free. Like people just want to get their name out so badly that they just speak for free all the time. And so there's no shortage of people who want to get their name out and speak. But like for me, like this is my business, this is my livelihood, and I'm definitely gonna treat it as such. And people who are booking me should also treat it as such, right? Because I'm providing value, right? I'm giving something to the audience that they can't find anywhere else. Like, yeah, they could watch my YouTube videos, yeah, they can go watch me on IG, but like that's not the same thing. They can subscribe to my newsletter, but it's not the same thing as getting me real in life in person, and dropping the gem. So it's always dope to hear that from the host, the organizer, that I exceeded their expectation. So I sold out 2 tickets. The networking event that night, it was more like going out at a restaurant, at a nightclub. Not really a nightclub. I'll say like a bar or something like that. Then it was like, which it was a great event. It was fun, but like we did not do any networking. We had drinks. We were trying out food. It's just a good time with the boys. So it was more like a night out than an actual networking event, which is fine by all means. I had a blast at the event. I definitely would attend again, but but yeah, so I only ended up selling out 2 tickets instead of the 12 that I originally wanted. In terms of calling people for my challenge, I have not done any of calls yet. In terms of finishing my email sequence, I did do that, but again, no one ended up buying through the email sequence, which is usually weird. Usually, I get a couple people to buy and struggling, but no one bought this time around. And then I did pay off my Chase Freedom Flex card, which is dope. That's 3,000. For anyone that doesn't remember, that was $3,024.38. So I paid that off in full last week. So that's no longer anything I have to worry about. Now, one of the things that I learned, right? One of the things I learned is when you pay off a credit card, right? There's still going to be interest, right? So I paid off my credit card, the Chase Freedom Flex. I forget what the exact date was, but let's say the 25th. My closing date is June 10th. So let me get into the gritty with credit cards. This is some sauce right now. With credit cards, you have 2 dates. You have your payment date and you have your closing date. The payment date is when your minimum payment is due. The closing date is when they'll take whatever information they have on the account and then report it to the credit bureaus. Right. So let's say you have a credit card, you have a $2,000 limit, right? And you pay, let's say you're currently at 2,000, right? It's maxed out. and then you pay off all 2,000 on your payment date, right? And then on the day after your payment date, you spend another 2,000 on your card. On the closing date, when they report whatever's on the account to the credit bureaus, yeah, you have an on-time payment, but now your balance is back to being maxed out, and so that's going to hurt your credit score drastically. So a quick trick is, don't try not to make any payments on your, or use your card at all, um, in between the payment date and the closing date, because that's going to increase your balance, and then it could negatively affect you depending on how high your utilization is. Utilization just meaning like how high, what percentage of your card is being used. Like if you have a $2,000 limit and you got $1,000 balance on there, that's a 50% utilization. You want to stay ideally under 10%. People say under 30, but 30 is too close to being 50. That's for just half, right? Try to be under 10%. Treat your credit card like a debit card. Don't do what I did, and you won't end up in the situation I'm currently in, right? But that being said, so from my closing date, June 10th, right, to I think it was June 25th. That's like what, 15 days right there. That's 15 days of interest accruing, right? So on my upcoming balance, the interest that was accrued during those 15 days will show up, and then once I pay that off, then, and that's on the balance that I had. So that's 15 days of interest on the $3,000+ balance that I had. Once I pay off that interest next month, then that card is going to be completely done. It's already closed, so I can't even use it anymore anyways. But yeah, so that's gonna be good. And then again, when that closing date, that reports to my credit report. Now my utilization is going down, which is really good for my credit score. So hopefully, um, not this week that I'm recording this, but hopefully within the next 2 weeks from the day I'm recording this, which is July 1st, my credit score can get a little bump up. Maybe we'll get back up to 600, but who knows? We'll see. Well, with that being said, here's where I'm currently at. Right, here's where I'm currently at. I have 8 cards now that are maxed out instead of 9. My Chase Sapphire Preferred, no change from last week. Still at 4,863 and 12 cents. Right. My Chase Marriott Bonvoy Boundless card, it has a balance of 5,014 and 40 cents. The Bank of America card has a 4,834 balance with 58 cents. My Amex Everyday card, a 6,936 and 86 cents. My Amex Blue Business Plus, $10,000, 10,151 and 48 cents. Amex Marriott Business Bonvoy card has a 9,836 and 5 cents. My Chase Inc. Cash card has a balance of 4,619 and 46 cents, and my Chase Inc. Unlimited has a balance of 3,394 and 30 cents. Right, bringing my total personal debt to 21,648 and 96 cents, and my total business debt to $28,001.29. And my total overall debt between the two is now 49,650 and 25 cents, down 3,024 and 38 cents from last week. So I decreased my debt a little over $3,000 between this week and last week, and now finally underneath $50,000 of debt, which is amazing to see. My total monthly payments now is $1,643.12, right? Which is down $103 from last week, right? Because my 103 was my balance for my Chase Freedom Flex card. That was my monthly minimum. Now that I got that paid off, I don't have to worry about it anymore. So now my monthly minimum payments across all my cards comes out to 1,643 and 12 cents. Credit score is still the same: 572 on Experian, 585 on TransUnion, Equifax. Now here's what I plan to do between now and next week, right? I plan to I gotta create a plan for a promo for my July workshop. Again, I got 2 out of 12 tickets sold. If I can get to 15, if I can get to 15, our workshop is $399, or 2 payments is $250. I'm gonna leave that as the final price, right? $399 or 2 payments 250, and like I'm trying to set it up, right? And then if I could do that, then I can almost pay off my Bank of America card in full. Like you do the math on that, 12 times 399 comes out to a little under 4,800, right? 12 times 399 comes out to 4788, right? If I get 15 times 399, that comes out to 5985. So with that being said, that'll either or, I'll be able to pretty much almost completely eliminate my Bank of America um, card balance, and the minimum payment on that is $183. So that'll definitely lower my monthly payment a ton. That'll bring me to under $1,500 a month in monthly minimum payments. The reason I'm taking care of my Bank of America card, it roughly has the same balance as my Chase Sapphire Preferred, but my Bank of America card has a higher balance. I mean, a higher minimum payment, right? The minimum payment on the Chase Sapphire Preferred is 163. On my minimum payment on my Bank of America card is 183, so it's $20 more of a minimum payment. Um, and so for that reason, I want to take care of it. Also, my Bank of America card is also where I have some late payments, which is negatively affecting my credit score. And so I just want to get rid of it altogether. Just want to wipe my hands clean with Bank of America, not have anything to do with it. This is also my longest card, my oldest card. And so yeah, so there's that. I mean, I also got to prepare a master class for my AI mastermind, right? I got my monthly AI mastermind community. Got to make sure I treat that community with love so I can continue to keep the members happy and hopefully bring some more people. Um, I got to refund a past client. This client was from back in 2023. I made a year-long guarantee, right? It was like from now, between now and a year from now, if you want to get a refund, I'll completely refund you in full. And freaking like month 10, she had to call me and freaking I was like, hey, can I get a refund, while my whole world was freaking spiraling downwards. And so I haven't been able to freaking refund her for a while. I still plan to honor it, just money just been so tight. And then the last thing I want to do is dispute late payments. So if you have something on your credit report, you can dispute it, right? And I would watch some YouTube videos. So what I plan to do is I plan to write a letter to formally dispute, and I have to send it out to the three credit bureaus: Equifax, Experian, TransUnion. You can find their addresses on the internet, right? Pretty easily. And I gotta send out a certified mail to those three companies to share, like, hey, please dispute these late payments from my Bank of America card. If I can get them to do so, right? Payment history is about 35% of your credit report. If I can get them to dispute these late payments and take them off my report, even if it's just one or two, that's gonna help me out a ton. If it's all three, even better. That's gonna help me out so much, especially because like these are recent, so like they're weighed so much more. And by recent, I mean the last 12 months. Like this is they weigh it way more heavily, and so I get that taken care of. Who knows? Maybe I can get a 600 credit score plus by, who knows, by the end of next month. We'll see how it all goes because it tends to move a little slow. But that's it for this one. I'll see you all in the next episode.